guys, my name is Princetta and you're watching Made by Princetta, and today we're going to be making some crab and lobster twice baked potatoes with some extra as well. Now in this first part, what I'm doing is I'm coating my potatoes in some avocado oil, but you can use whatever kind of oil you want to use. I just use avocado oil because it's more heat resistant to me. Also, what I'm doing is sprinkling it with some salt. Kosher salt is what I had on hand, but you can use flaky salt, fine salt, no salt. It's really just up to you. It's your kitchen, okay? You do what you wanna. And now I'm putting them on a cookie sheet. I am putting holes in my potatoes, but you should probably use a fork and not a knife because you're not crazy like me, but you might be crazy like me. That's cool. Just don't lose a finger, okay? Now I'm gonna start chopping up my shallots for my green beans. Yes, we're doing green beans too, okay? But our main focal point is those crab and lobster twice baked potatoes. Now I'm just thinly slicing my shallots right here. Now, I'm not gonna lie, these shallots were huge, and they're not usually this big when I get them, but they were this time, and I used 2 of them, but you can totally use 1 if you have big shallots. And after that, you're gonna see me slice these slices in half because they're easier to separate in the pan that way. Now, I know you see that one eye and the smile. It reminds me of Mike Lazowski, okay? I'm a big kid, so it does. Don't at me or nothing, okay? It is what it is. Now time for the fun part, the seasonings. Okay, I got my good old girl Creole seasoning. And she came with her friends, garlic powder, crushed red pepper. She's always very spicy and we love her. Alright, you're gonna saute them until they're a little golden brown. And we're gonna add our green beans and saute those probably about a minute or 2. Just get them a little familiar with the flavors of the shallots and the seasonings. And now we're gonna add 1/4 cup of water, just enough to really cover the bottom of the pan. And I'm gonna cover that for about 6 minutes and let it steam. And this right here looks pretty good to me. What I do is still gonna be crunchy, but what I do is I take it off the heat and cover it up and just let it sit there for a good 5-6 minutes, and it's gonna be on point, okay? I know you saw the shallots looking all caramelized and stuff. They was looking cute. Now it's been an hour later. And we took our potatoes out. And I'm cutting them. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That shit was hot as fuck. I'm not gonna lie to you. Don't do what I did. Wait a little bit. I went straight out the oven. I was like, yeah, let's do this. Because that's what a lot of people do. I'm still working on having those motherly kitchen hands. But I don't got them yet. So what you're gonna see is I'm kind of making a border. I'm outlining that little border right there, so we still have a shell on the outside that's thick enough. Now look at this potato right here, right? But look at that potato in the back. You don't want it looking like the potato in the back. You want it looking like what this potato's about to look like that I'm scooping out right now, okay? Like, nah, you don't want her looking like that. Let's see, look at that nice little shell. She's cute. The other one isn't, but that's okay. She's cute in her own right, and she's still gonna taste good. Alrighty, so go ahead and get you a fork or something. Don't do a spoon like me. Get you a fork so you can really smash these potatoes, okay? And definitely this is up to you. How do you like your mashed potatoes? Think of that. Do you like them chunky? Do you like them smooth and silky? It's up to you. I added about 2 tablespoons of butter, and you kind of see that I left it under the potatoes a little bit because they were hot. I was doing that so that butter would melt and stuff. And I'm seasoning it. Season it to what you want to. I'm probably going to put what I used down below just because I was going really quick here. And I also end up adding even more seasonings. My heavy whipping cream is the key to this, y'all. Go ahead and add about a few tablespoons into there. Get it to the consistency you want of mashed potatoes. But remember, we're putting crab in here, and there's a little bit of juice in the crab. So that's going to loosen this up as well. So don't forget about that, okay? Now, what I will say is season it well before you add this crab. What I did is I added it too early, and I lost a little bit of my chunks, and I didn't like that. I like a little bit, you know, of the bigger pieces of my crab, okay? And I didn't really get that, so that was my bad, but it's okay. I messed up, so you don't have to. But they was still busting. Respectfully, they was. Alright, so see, I got my claw crab meat, but if you fancy, go ahead and get that lump, girl. Okay, like you got paid on Friday or something, you go ahead and use that lump. But baby, we was balling on a budget, and my budget was pretty high for this, obviously, because I'm using crab and lobster. But again, add the crab at the very end. Okay, just do that for me. Be better than me, okay? Be better. And you see I was adding more seasons. I told you I would, because I was like, it wasn't enough. And I was right. Now I'm adding my Colby Jack cheese. You can use whatever kind of cheese you want. It's definitely a preference, but I love me some Colby Jack, and I'm gonna use Colby Jack, okay? But you could use some cheddar, Gouda. I don't like Gouda. That's another story for another day. But you could use it, okay? I ain't gonna judge you. I'm just not gonna eat it, okay? But shoot, go right ahead, do what you want to do, okay? Now I'm mixing that up. Now I'm adding me some parsley, aka bluegrass, because it's gonna make it look cute and pop. Add a little color to it. It look like we in a restaurant, y'all. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm adding a few tablespoons at a time, and you're gonna see me mash it down. Now, first, it's gonna kind of look like I'm leveling it, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just putting enough in there to kind of just, you know, press it down and get it in there really good, okay? See, I'm pressing it down, and I'm putting it in there a few tablespoons at a time. And then I'm coming back around, and I'm putting more on top, because it's gonna make it look like we got a lot in there, which we did. I ended up having a lot in there, but you see how I'm kind of pressing it and cuffing it so that, you know, it just looks good and just beautiful. I can't think of words right now, but it looked good. See, right there, what I'm doing with the spoon right there, you do that, and it's gonna look cute. It's gonna taste good too. That's what I continue to do with the rest of the potatoes. And make sure they're even. You don't want one of them to be a lot bigger than the other. It's up to you. But just make sure they're even. You know, everybody wants the same love. Now I'm adding that cheese that I had, and I'm putting it on top. Just enough to cover it, really. And again, it's up to you whether you want to put a lot on here or a little bit. It's up to you. Now what I would have done is taken this lobster, and first of all, I would have gotten more, but it's okay. I thought it was gonna be bigger than it was. I would have put the lobster under the cheese so it wouldn't have dried out as much, but it was still good. Don't get me wrong, it was still good. Now what I'm doing is taking my garlic, and I'm separating it because I'm getting ready to get the aromatics ready for my steak. And I'm just keeping these cloves whole, just peeling them right now. Just wanted to give y'all some footage, honestly, just in case you wanted to see it. Now we are seasoning the room temperature, yes, room temperature steaks. You can use whatever type of seasoning you want, okay? Go crazy, go stupid, okay? But I use Creole, garlic, onion powder, and some coarse black pepper. I would have got the fresh ground pepper, but I didn't feel like doing it. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was me being lazy. And flip it on the other side, because what do? We eat both sides in this household. I don't know about the people who just be seasoning one side and keeping it that, but okay, good for you. I don't know. But yeah, season both sides of your food. Alrighty, and listen, there's a reason this ain't a steak video, Your girl don't really cook steak or red meat like that, but it still turned out good. I won't lie. I tried for y'all. I tried this little method that I found on the internet. I think I did it a little bit too high. Just a little bit too high. You're gonna see how it curls up like that, and I kind of cut it so it flattens out more. And now for the fun part. We're gonna add our butter. I probably added I want to say that's about 3 tablespoons of butter. And I'm adding my garlic cloves right there and my rosemary. And now what I'm going to do is take this beautiful butter and start basting it in the butter, okay? Basting it in the butter. That's what I call it, the butter. I don't call it butter. Butter. There you go, okay? And she's cute or whatever, but she was cooked a little bit too long. Now, for the people who love well-done steak, you'll love this. But me, I personally like medium. Don't worry, I'm going to come back and do this right. And get thicker steaks, too, because I want a thicker steak next time. You see these lovely twice big potatoes that came out? They cute or whatever. And now I'm just slicing up my steaks. Now what I told y'all, I said it still tasted good. It was just well done. Because I know you see the juice right there. I know you see it. I had to let it rest for a little bit. A good 8 minutes I let it rest in some foil. And cut up my steaks. And yeah, we're almost to the end, y'all. You look at this plate, ain't she cute? Okay, I'll see y'all another time. Hopefully, come back later. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm also on Instagram at madebyprincetta. Alrighty, later.